Hey, yo, what up? Welcome back. This is not a podcast. It's just my thoughts around Markman. Shout out to everybody who watches and listens and subscribes and comments and likes and does all of that stuff, man. This one's a tough one. Kanye West. This is a tough one. Now, I haven't been giving my thoughts around every Kanye move because there's just a part, like, for me, it's just like I can't do it every day for my own peace of mind. It's some heavy stuff with that dude. And what is there to say that hasn't been said already? Well, I haven't. I'm not speaking for and I know a lot of y'all in the comments haven't been rocking with his recent behavior, or haven't really for years with his behavior and just how he does things and how he goes about things. As I go forward in this video, I do want to say, if you're triggered by conversations surrounding sexual abuse, child abuse, you may just want to click out for your own peace of mind. And I will also say, though, I will keep this very clean and as sensitive as possible while getting my thoughts across and this discussion across, all right? So yesterday, Kanye announced that he changed his album title from WW3, World War III, to Cuck is the new name of the album title. Who knows if that actually sticks or if it ever comes out. And then Kanye sent a tweet on X. I still call them tweets, but on X, sent a post and uploaded a song to social media. The song is called Cousins. And in the tweet caption, Kanye writes, I'll read this out. He says, the song is called Cousins, about my cousin that's locked in jail for life for killing a pregnant lady a few years after I told him we wouldn't look at dirty magazines together anymore. Perhaps in my self-centered mess, I felt it was my fault that I showed him those dirty magazines when he was 6, and then we acted out what we saw. My dad had Playboy magazines, but the magazines I found in the top of my mom's closet were different. My name is Jay, and I sucked my cousin's dick till I was 14. Tweet sent. And then he put a video with the audio in it with the song. I'm not gonna talk. I'm not gonna really zero in on the lyrics of the song. They pretty much the lyrics of the song pretty much just detail what he put out in the tweet. I did listen to the song. The song, sonically speaking, just wasn't good to me. Has nothing to do with the subject matter, and even the uncomfortability of the pain and the trauma and the subject matter. The song just sonically just wasn't good. And lyrically, he tells the story like he did in the tweet. And I'm not judging the song either, right? But I'm just saying it wasn't for me. I'm going to put a link to the tweet in the description if you want to hear the song for yourself, if you haven't already, assuming the tweet is still up. But, he kind of goes through the lyrics, the same story that he just said. Dave Bluntz, who has been working with Kanye recently, claimed on in a video on social media that he wrote the whole album. This whole album, that he wrote the whole thing. And if you listen to this particular song, this Cousin song, it sounds like it's in the style of Dave Blunt's. So based off of Dave Blunt's claim and how it sounds, I'm assuming Dave Blunt's wrote it. But I'm also making the assumption, and assumption is a heavy word, that this is Kanye's story that Dave put into words, or the way Kanye writes a lot of times is he'll write something and somebody will come and refine it or help him change it, and he'll write in collaboration with people. But I'm assuming this is Jay's story. And I believe him. I believe Ye. I believe this is his truth and something that he's been carrying and the trauma of it, or the pain of it. I'm not exactly sure who the victim is here. But when you're talking about two kids, and it seems like Kanye was a little bit older, right? But when you're talking about two kids like this, and Kanye was the older one, but still a kid, it seems. So it's just tough when you're talking about two children, in this way. And I know it's real people who go through this. So that's why I'm talking sensitively about it. So like I said, as far as the song goes, musically, just wasn't that good to me. But also, none of his recent music has captured me in that way, sonically, message-wise, sonically or any of that. But I'll say this: if this song, for me, I know personally, music is a form of therapy for me. I sometimes I'll have some stress and I'll go in and make a song about it, and it does make me feel better to express myself in that way. So if recording this song and even dropping it on social media is what Kanye needs to heal or move towards a place of healing, I, I I can't judge that. How do you judge that? You know what I'm saying? So more power to him. I just hope that his cousin, who is in jail for again doing a horrendous, like horrific crime, I wonder if there was a conversation. I hope maybe he was consulted, because despite his crime and again the horrific crime that he did, like this is heavy. I hope his kids didn't find out this way. That's just my hope. You know what I'm saying? When I think about kids, I hope his kids didn't find out this way, because kids could be cruel. Hope they didn't find out on social media by hearing the song, because other kids could be cruel. We've seen it. The world could be cruel. You don't know what other kids in school are saying. You know what I'm saying? I hope there was some conversation with the kids prior to understanding of but I don't know. That's on him and Kim and how they would want to handle that, right? That's on him and the kid's mother and how they want to handle that. If he even currently has contact with them, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? That's just maybe my wishful thinking. This is not me telling anybody how to parent. You know what I'm saying? But when I just think about kids and how sensitive kids could be to the world and understanding the world around them, I hope there's a conversation, before the world gets to push all their shit off on them. That's just my wishful thinking. I say this: I empathize or sympathize with the fact that there seems to be real pain here, right? Real pain that Kanye is going through, and it seems like there's real trauma that he suffered. And I want like maybe this was something on his mind. Maybe this was a dormant memory that got triggered later in life. I don't know, but there seems to be pain and trauma here, and I want to be clear on that. Like, I sympathize with that. That being said, and this is the part, man. That being said, his trauma, his pain, his hurt does not excuse the pain that he's been inflicting on others. They have this saying, right, that hurt people hurt people. And we see it. You see it in your real life. That doesn't make it okay. When the man said that slavery was a choice, he hurt people. When the man went on anti-Semitic rants, he hurt people. When the man threw out gay slurs, people were hurt. And when he made fun of overweight people, people were hurt. When he spoke on Jay-Z and Beyonce's kids in such a vile way, I'm sure that people were hurt. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not just talking about Jay and Beyonce being hurt, but there's other people whose kids may have certain needs, who might have been triggered by that, but also Jay and Beyonce. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're human too, but you're just not hurting the target, because people seem to have less empathy for famous people. Like, if money fixes every problem, there's hurt there. But not only that, then you trigger the other people who may have a similar situation. And to see somebody talk about kids like that, it's hurtful. When he spoke on Taylor Swift and Justin Bieber and Harry Styles recently in such a vile way, I'm sure there was hurt there. And the countless other things, right? We've been seeing this behavior. I'm not going to go all the way down and list it. So just as general disregard for anyone else's feelings under the guise of freedom of speech, under the guise of, well, you can't control me. Under the guise is, I'm going to say what I want. I've been controlled for so long. Freedom of speech is amazing. It's one of the great things that we enjoy. You don't get to do it and hurt people. You don't, like, it's not an excuse or a reason to deliberately hurt people in that way. So two things could be true, right? Yes, he appears to be hurting, and I can sympathize with that pain, and I'm sure many others can, but can still be disappointed in the way he's moved during these years. The SWAT sticker chain, the putting on the black hood, and you know what I'm saying, and just the things he's been saying. So two things could be true. We could sympathize and wish the best for you. I know I do on a human level, but still be very disappointed for how he's been moving. I say all that to say because I saw jokes online. I saw podcasts just cracking up. Like I saw clips. I can't do it. I can't get on this camera and just like that's not in me. So like I said, there's no pass. There's no pass. There's no pass for all of the hateful things that he's done and said. But I can't kick his back in either. You know what I'm saying? And who knows with Ye? We've seen a ton of different sides. We've seen him act out in a variety of different ways. And this is what I believe. This is just my reading of the situation, that it's a cry for help. We see him cry for help in a bunch of different ways. I hope with this one, there's a genuine healing involved and then necessary change. And for his sake, I mean, again, he hurts people with the things that he says, but for his sake, man, like that, it's not a way to live. Far be it from me, man. The man got way more money than I got, way more money than you and me. But like I said, money don't solve problems. Being famous don't solve problems. Boy, that hurts. It still seems to be there. And so I say all that to say, man, I wish this is a place of healing. What a just terrible thing to carry. And I sympathize with him and anybody who's going through that. And we don't excuse what happened in the past, but we hope that things could get better in the future. Those are just my thoughts on it. Y'all can comment if you want. Let me know what you think. Down to have a conversation with y'all in the comments. But it got to be a respectful conversation. You know what I'm saying? It got to be a human conversation. Let's say that. I don't necessarily need y'all to agree with me. I'm not saying you'll agree with what I'm saying. But even if we could disagree, we could be human about it. So, hit me up, man. We're going to talk about it. And until the next one, all right? Peace.